you see the story about the priest destroying the pumpkins?
Destroying the who?
The pumpkins.
Like, well, the Pumpkin Patch Kids or what?
In Czech Republic.
No.
Priest destroyed Halloween like lantern setups for pumpkins.
Because they're evil.
Yeah, 2 days in a row until he was forced to apologise.
I think...
Do you reckon that's too far?
Of course it's too far. What do you mean?
Someone's property, isn't it?
Halloween... Isn't Halloween based off...
It's pagan.
A pagan... Yeah, a religion, right?
Paganism.
Paganism is like a...
Well...
It's
in
a
a way,
collection of different
in a
beliefs,
way. Yeah. So how is your belief more correct than someone else's belief who's been around probably longer than yours?
Well, it's not. But
what?
No, but...
You had to bring it up, didn't you? You had to bring it up.
Okay.
Like some
We
factual...
can just move along. We don't have to address it.
Yeah, I'm happy to move along.
So, Shang Tsung, yeah?
Well, I guess what was your point? Let's not get into the specifics.
No,
What was your point?
I was going to say, what do you reckon an acceptable punishment should be for a Czech priest that destroys pumpkins?
It's probably like vandalism. Private property law that has you destroying, like...
Make him decorate his church in Halloween gear.
Are you serious?
I want to hear...
That's out of the box. That is actually that's a hymn.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I want to hear it. With all the decorations.
Here's the news. Czech village priest sorry for smashing pumpkins. Smashing pumpkins.
Thank you, everybody!
Dude, that rider got a pat in the back. Yeah, here's some money for a
Promotion!
slab. Yeah, dude,
Promote that, man.
smashing
Get him in the New York Times.
Father Jeremy Smejko, I don't know how to pronounce it, destroyed the carved pumpkins on 2 successive days in a park in Kurdizhov in the village in the winemaking region of South Moravia. None of these places sound real. It sounds like
the fake names fake names they pull out when they're doing TV shows.
It's like an episode of Rick and Morty.
Legit, they don't sound real.
The renegade state known as Moravia has been abusing their
This is what's
population.
interesting. He has apologised for the vandalism in an open letter to the mayor and published on the village Facebook page. He said he would have acted differently had he known they were carved by children.
Well, we can't have the children.
No. Leaving the rectory on Sunday evening, I saw numerous symbols of the satanic feast of Halloween placed in front of our sacred grounds. What?
That's it there. That's him selling his snake oil.
Oh, okay, so it is the right thing. All right, let me just finish reading this. I'll go back to that. What's it called? I acted according to my faith and duty to be a father and protector of the children, and trusted to me and removed these symbols. Parish priest at the Roman Catholic Church of St. John the Baptist, blah, blah, blah. Added in his view that the modern tradition of Halloween was conceived in a heathen contemporary world as a counterbalance to the Catholic feast of All Souls Day. All Souls Day. What's All Souls Day?
Another made-up something.
He said that when they first reported the story, the local children had carved the pumpkins as part of Halloween festivities. Children were in tears. New pumpkins were left in the park with them found scattered and stomped. Yada, 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 yada.
See, the problem I have with that is he's saying if he knew it was from children, he would have acted differently. Why?
What's the difference?
What's the difference? Yeah. If it's okay for them, then it's okay.
If he's acting in his faith, then wouldn't his faith be...
Don't we already know that when people are forced to apologize, it's never a full apology anyway. They just doing it
full-throated apology.
It's like you see what happened with Sniper Wolf.
Why does that sound so familiar?
That chick on YouTube.
Oh, right.
Yes. Sniper Wolf.
She's she got big doing first-person shooters as a streamer, and then she kind of got. I don't know if she still does it. People used to doubt if she was actually good because they reckon there was a lot of
someone was
aimbotting, not aimbotting, but like it was her, but somebody else was playing.
Yeah, they used to think the boyfriend or whatever was playing in the background.
So she's pantomiming the game.
Yeah, and look, like she,
was she?
I think she ended up getting caught.
Yeah, possibly.
Does it really matter?
Yes.
Why?
Because you're watching the gameplay.
Okay.
If you're selling yourself as the person who
is the entertainer,
this is your feat.
Now that we're saying this, isn't that now subjective because it's just content creation?
It's a different form of content creation because you're watching two things. You're watching one person who's showing their breasts on camera, and the other thing is you're watching their gameplay. So it's a bit of a combination of things.
Here's a question: was she actually topless during this thing?
Not topless, but they usually
She's wearing provocative
cleavage
clothing.
out. Yeah.
Who watching this is following the gameplay because of and like if you're tuning in to appreciate the rack, who cares about the gameplay?
Well, that's how they can get the views. The rack gets the views. But they can do
Come
it.
for the
They
rack.
can do it on like
Stay for the game.
there's a reason to go, and that's because you're watching them play games, right? No one's gonna stream and be like, "Come watch my rack stream." It's because they're playing
Okay,
the
here's
game.
one. So does that mean if we started posting on Insta, when I do, the production card of every episode, if I just put a picture of someone's tits or something, do you reckon that'll just drive
That's the
up
algorithm.
the algorithm?
That's literally the
100%.
algorithm.
You want to do
100%.
it?
Yeah.
No, do you reckon there'll be a problem? As in, like,
Oh, for sure. Everybody will say you have no integrity, but
yeah,
yeah.
but we don't have any integrity.
No, we don't.
You can put Andy's face on the front like,
Do you want ball pictures? I'll
Surprise.
give you ball pictures.
No. If I honestly just took animated rack, right, or like AI rack, not real rack.
Yeah.
I just started posting them up just as an experiment. Let's see to drive up the
on
algorithm.
Insta.
Yeah.
I can't say for the Insta algorithm, but I know on the YouTube algorithm, if you have
every algorithm.
if you have the stock template face of like shock or like angry or confused face,
that whole like
half a shot is like a person's reaction, and then the shot is like an image from the video. It drives your algorithm and views straight
that's why
up.
everyone does it.
Yeah.
Do you want me to do it? Would it work on Instagram?
There's two facts
right.
I know for sure. One is I
Go
just farted. The second one is that if you do that, do you know how many
I don't want
AI
to take
pages
food away
there are
from a
now?
child's mouth.
There's AI pages everywhere.
Oh, yeah, 100%. What did you just say? He's
I
died.
said I don't want to take food away from a child's mouth.
These are really good.
They are.
The reaction thing.
Tell one.
If I use the Duke Leverage,
But I'm hungry.
And I'm hungry. It's all right.
if I use the Duke Leverage face, and I'll just put like a shocked expression on his mouth, and then just had like a picture of something.
Yeah.
What would the picture of something be?
Think of every YouTube. Just go to, you know what? Click on the YouTube homepage button.
Rachel Ziegler.
I'm sure there'll be some on your page.
Look, there could be some topic we still haven't brought up that could be good to have a reaction face to.
So just scroll for a bit.
Oh, this is. I'm not signed in on this, so it's just.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm not, you dickhead.
So okay, so the point of this is,
Oh, there you go.
yeah. Well, yeah. Oh,
Well, it's a reaction. The title card is a reaction of Mick
Yeah.
Foley and Undertaker.
it's always going to be like someone's face
There you
against
go.
something else. Yeah.
You want to? I can't hear. You realize when we've got these headphones, they're pretty noise cancelling, so I can't actually hear it. This
I
guy.
took it away so you don't hear me chewing.
Can you hear me? Hello? Why aren't you typing?
MXR.
Yeah. Please.
You and your chewing, man. Mr. Red's on the other end of
Down.
the line.
Suckling on those little
Damn.
finger teeth.
Caller, can I take it? You know what I mean?
Go down. That's your reaction video face.
Ah, yeah, I know what this is. Okay, I get it.
So,
Can you stop chewing?
He's licking his chops.
Literally.
He's going to get the honey off the
Okay,
corners.
I got to make the eye contact.
Oh, for fuck's sakes. So do you reckon that would work?
Probably.
In
Apparently it
Insta,
does.
would it work in
I don't know on
though?
Insta. I don't know.
I think it works for everything. I'm pretty sure.
Possibly. So she does a lot of reaction videos. She phased away from that. She does a lot of YouTube reaction videos of TikTok videos, apparently. And she's
Reaction videos. We think we
Reaction.
spoke about this, right?
I don't know.
Oh, no, we spoke
yeah,
about
we
it in
did.
WhatsApp, maybe.
No, I said, how is that content?
Yeah.
Watching
It's a
reaction
cheap
videos of
form
reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't watch her stuff, but just from what
Of course
everybody
you don't.
has been saying about it, is
Yes,
she
yes,
doesn't
everyone.
credit the TikTokers. Mm-hmm. And it's people are saying it's non-content. She's basically very low effort videos that are posted. And apparently some guy, like everyone called her out on it, but one guy chose to make a channel, a second channel, reacting to her reactions
Of course.
as a parody.
Yeah.
And she didn't like it, and they went into like a kind of like an online rivalry, debate. Not even. She basically just doxed him. She went to his house, took a photo of it, posted it on her Instagram. She got 5 million followers, and she doxed him.
Right.
And basically, YouTube just almost every single content creator just lost their minds, called her out on it. She doubled down. YouTube was refusing to get involved, and now they finally got involved, and they said, we do not tolerate this. We've demonetized it completely. So she's lost all revenue from all her channels. So if you get demonetized on one channel and you have 5 channels, you lose all money from all 5 channels.
Yeah.
And I don't know how long she'll be demonetized for. So as she refused any sort of apology. Sorry?
It should be permanent.
It should be. She refused any form of apology. She kept doubling down. As soon as that came out, she's been demonetized. I don't know if it was the same day or the day after. Apology straight up.
Yeah.
Insincere, you can tell. Because then I think the next day, there's another Instagram photo of her with some friend walking down the street, and it was like, if I showed up at your house, what would you do? So she's just mocking the whole situation already, again. So, apologies, insincere. So when you're forced to apologize, it's always insincere.
That's super consistent with a lot of content creators now when they get caught doing things.
Yeah.
Super insincere, don't give a shit. But then once you demonetize them, oh man, I was addicted to this, or I've had these problems in my life, and, the sob stories come out. But before the demonetization comes into play, no.
I was reading, what's his name? The director from Bridget Jones's Diary.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he came out and apologised for his portrayal of women in those films. He said they shouldn't have been making fat jokes.
Sure should have.
Why not?
Well, you remember...
It was a comedy, wasn't
Renee
it?
Zellweger.
It was a comedy. It was a...
Is that how you pronounce her surname? Zellweger?
Zellweger.
No, I'm serious.
Oh, probably.
Yeah. He said that she was portrayed as being fat and frumpy, and she wasn't. Do you remember it from the first one?
It's called acting.
I know what it's called.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Yeah, but he said...
sorry.
The diversity group would beg to differ.
He said
That's something the diverse group can munch on.
He should never have made that the butt of the butt of joke. She wasn't fat. La, la, la.
But wasn't that the story in itself?
Well, yeah. The whole point was that she was frumpy and
So what's the problem?
Confidence. Well, I don't know. He just came out.
Sounds like someone's just trying to get some jobs again in Hollywood or the UK.
Yeah, actually, that's true. I don't know. I don't know what else he's done. I got no idea.
Was it a guy or a woman that directed it?
Guy, I'm pretty sure. Hang on.
Well, maybe a guy shouldn't have been directing it.
Sounds like someone's trying to insert themselves back into La La Land. LA.
La La Land. You're such a dickhead. Speaking of which, I hope you've both canned your cramsters with the whole RAM thing.
RAM?
Yeah.
What do you need so much RAM for? Seriously.
I have 32.
All right, so for context...
Same. Like, what do you need all that RAM for?
So for context, 2 weeks ago, my computer finally shit itself, and I gave it to a guy to just basically confirm my assessment. My assessment was that the USB port in the front that had the metal touching was short-circuiting out the thing. And he's like, yeah, that's 100% right. Because I went through each port, unplugged everything one by one, and that was the last one I checked. And yeah, every time I plugged in the USB thing, it kept shorting out. I'm like, all right, cool. Just unplug it and we'll fire back up. He's like, yeah, sweet. All good, no problem. Comes back to me the day, he messaged me 2 a.m. on the Sunday and says, hey man, I was just putting it all back together and I just wanted to test one last thing. 2 of your ports are gone on the motherboard. Come again? Because the 2 ports are gone. They must have short-circuited out when the motherboard, died. I go, well, the motherboard didn't die. It was just a USB port. Anyway, he goes, yeah, well, 2 of them don't work. I tested it with my RAM. I tested it with your RAM, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, no worries. Didn't think anything of it. Brought it home, plugged in my RAM, worked fine. So then I went step by step, kept plugging in more RAM, and it all worked fine. And then you idiots were giving me shit. It's like, who has 24? Was it 864? It was like 22. Who has 22 megs of RAM? It makes no sense. And then you just kept going and going and going. No, why have 32 or 48 when you can have 44? Like, all right, dickhead.
Well, yeah, it was. Yeah.
Like, all right, dickhead. So I got it up to working. It's now 48. I've maxed out the RAM on the motherboard. Six ports, 8 gig each. Are you happy now?
No.
Can I ask why you kept giving me shit about it?
Because it was just giving you.
it's funny, yeah.
Why was it funny?
Because it just was.
You know I rely on my computer for work.
Oh, was this your work computer?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought it was like a gaming.
No, I only have one.
I was just going to say, like,
I use
yeah,
it for everything.
okay.
I use it for work. I use it for like
but it's
editing.
just because, like, when you posted that thing about, like, at a certain point, the RAM just becomes redundant.
Mm-hmm.
And
It becomes redundant if you have like heaps of little sticks. 8 gig is the biggest one technically you can get for my motherboard. You can get server RAM, but it's server motherboard. It's different. I don't.
that's why it's called a joke, Tim. Maybe you would fit in La La Land.
And you're like, and now you tell me I've only got 32 gig of RAM. What do you have?
32 as well.
Fucking bums.
I think most people have 32.
To be fair,
I see sometimes people like posting, I got 100 and whatever things of RAM. Like, what for?
Oh, look, if you're like some heavy graphics designer that...
Fair enough.
I load up,
maybe.
dude, I load up Photoshop or Illustrator and it just goes.
When I say heavy, I mean like
Yeah.
heavy graphics designer.
Yeah,
Trying to run a satellite with a...
Yeah.
it does. Look, if I'm doing an edit for a podcast, I've typically got an audio editor running, and then I've got Photoshop open because I'm doing like the title card or whatever, and then I'll have a third window open because I'm doing something else. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, 32 should be plenty for that.
Well, it's at 48 now.
16 dead. 16
He
of
opens
RAM
it next
dead.
time, 42.
What the hell?
Hang on a second.
They
question-
work.
Opens it the next day, 38.
Actually, here's a question.
32.
Oh, shit.
They're just firing it. Just
Gets a message. All right, boys, I'm at 32 now with you guys.
How often do you clean a computer?
monthly.
Yearly.
With what? The can of air?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Because I got carpet where it is, so I have to keep it clean. I don't even have it on the floor. It's like probably this height, and I still clean it monthly.
As in just open it up, blow
Open it up, just blow it up, blow it out. Clean the. I try maybe the fans
Time
like
to buy a new one.
maybe the fans every 3-4 months, just like
The toothbrush.
not the toothbrush, like like a cotton bud or something.
What about you?
Mine's yearly, but mine sits on top of my desk behind everything.
Yeah.
And I do it yearly because, like the little canisters, I've got a high pressure, like full generator thing. So
Compressor.
Compressor, yeah. So I take it out.
It's got like a ripcord, like a lawnmower.
No. the whole
It's on the hazmat suit, goggles.
one square. The window goes out.
Yeah, so once a year for me, I just blast the whole thing, and then I WD-40 the fans, and that's it.
Do you know what?
Do you WD?
What do you WD?
The fans.
What, like actually physically spray it?
No, I theoretically spray them.
What do you mean?
Of course I physically spray
No,
them.
as in like you spray direct onto the fan with the little nozzle?
Or into the little tip
or do
where
you like use a cotton bud or something?
No, you know how WD-40 comes with that little red thing that attach
the skinny thing.
the nose?
Yeah.
Yeah, I use the nose. And I get
But are you spraying not the fins? You're spraying
not
where
the fins. I'm inside the
so it
mechanism
just
that spins.
stays. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I
Just
should
keeps
be
it,
doing that. That's a good.
keeps it
I've
nice
never
and...
done, yeah. Fans are cheap, man. You can get fans for like $10, $15.
I need to get a power supply. The thing is, I don't think I've ever installed a power supply.
Oh, it's easy.
Is it? Do you reckon I could do it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can you take a double adapter out of a PowerPoint?
Are you fucking kidding?
What you should do is take a picture of your computer before you take yours out.
Yeah. Oh, look, man, I've done basic install stuff. You know what I mean?
It's literally just plug in.
RAM,
Like,
hardware, like hard drives. I've done all that sort of shit.
it has one dedicated slot. You can't fuck that up. Because
Yeah.
it just goes straight into the, whether it's at the
Yeah.
bottom or the back. And usually it's like the bottom back.
Yeah.
And then you literally just take a picture of where all the cables are currently going, just to map it, and then unplug them, plug them back in, and you're done.
I think nowadays the only one that is kind of it's the processor, isn't it? That's the one now that's kind of dangerous. Not dangerous, but like it's very easy to break
Oh, the pins, yeah.
the pins.
Yeah.
Other than that, everything else nowadays is just very easy plug and
Plug and play. Yeah.
Can you
plug and
possibly get a power supply too big for the system?
But too big as in physically?
No, voltage.
There is no such thing.
No.
So,
Okay.
like, if you're not using the voltage, you're just simply not using the voltage.
Yeah.
But you don't have to spend money on something you're not going to use. Like, my mate just built one. He sent me the specs, and he's like, I'm going to get an 850 watt. And I was like, okay, cool. Let me go to PC Part Picker, put it all in, and it tells you the approximate voltage, and I was like, dude, you're only running like 500 volts. Like, do you want to spend $300 on a power supply?
Yeah, exactly.
Otherwise, don't spend like half that.
That's what I was doing when I PC power picker, man. I kept picking same thing. Power supplies, like same. You don't need all this stuff for what you got it hooked up on. I ended up saving, same thing, like a couple $100, and I put that towards a graphics card.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't know. I was just thinking because I got a bunch of shit constantly running. I got 3 monitors plugged in at all times. The moving your power supplies probably.
Monitors don't drain the power. That's the thing because they
have
plug
their own,
into the wall.
They have their own power because they're running off PowerPoint.
It's actually a lot of because my mate said the same thing. He's like, "Oh, but I got 2 monitors," and I was like, "I never even thought of it."
You used to plug directly into the PC.
You would think that it would like piggyback the power, but no, because you plug them into the wall plug, they're completely independent. Yeah, it's just the graphics card grabbing the power and then sending it out, but that's the graphics card, not the monitor.
That your graphics card?
No. What for? The PC itself is like 10 years old.
Well, like I said, my
it's a
missus,
nice 7, man.
My missus is upgrading in a couple of months. So if your computer's either not performing or it's starting to tweak a little bit, then just you can have mine.
Honestly, it's fine. That's why I actually liked my PC because it does everything I needed to do. You know
when
what I mean?
someone offers you a hand open, you don't slap it away.
Think of how much food you could buy.
John.
You know, how much did you spend upgrading the RAM and stuff? All up, do you reckon?
It's because I sold and traded some stuff along the way. So if I spent, all right, take the 50 I spent out. That was just to get the USB and clean the tower for me, which needed it. So take that out.
The guy's sitting there.
Nah, dude, he got rid of a lot of excess bloat. There was excess.
I'm gonna go take 2.
Goes gets his hazmat suit on.
Gonna go take 2 Sudafeds. Your computer's ready.
Nah, take that out because he just cleaned the thing, got rid of a lot of excess cables and shit that was still sitting in there from hard drives.
It's a dead rat.
In the actual tower.
It's like what chewed on the thing.
It's a dead rat in the tower. Got through the bolts, got through everything, just legit. Missed the pantry, missed the kitchen, missed everything, missed me, but made his way into the tower past the security. That
He jumped through the fans at the perfect time.
like Sean Connery in The Rock.
In the rock, yeah.
Gerbash. No. Hang on.
It sprained an ankle on the landing, and then it left like a little notebook, like you find in Fallout, like I'm not going to make it. They're here for me now.
Such a dickhead. Okay, so take that 50 out. I made a stop in Preston and bought 2 sticks of RAM for $50 or 40, like cash. Like, yeah, take it. That's fine. And then I bought the DDR4 RAM by accident, which was $50, I think, as well. No, $50 or $60. And I drove away, then looked at it and went, fuck, it's DDR4. I didn't even realize. Put it online. We'll trade for DDR3. I don't care. Up the price by $5-10 to cover my travel. And the guy's like, I can swap you out straight away. I go, you got any more 8 gig sticks? He's like, yeah, I got a couple. And he gave me 4 8 gig sticks for like an extra $20 or $30 on top. So if I spent $100, I doubt, like it'd be somewhere around there.
That's like 2 weeks of food for you.
$100?
Yeah, that you need.
Nah.
You don't think?
Nah, man. Have you seen the price of shit now?
Like
Apparently
what?
meat's coming down.
Yeah, lamb's down a lot.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought about what you said the other day, when we were last year, and you said how you were complaining about the price of potato chips, and you said a head of lettuce is like 40 cents or whatever you said. So why not just buy a head of lettuce? Like, do you know what that implies? That John's not going to eat potato chips, was going to eat lettuce instead.
That was a mistake. My apologies to all the listeners.
I thought about it. Like,
Okay.
literally, processed food.
He's like, I went to the shops and it was $1.40.
Processed food is so much more expensive than
Oh, of course.
fresh food.
Yeah. The
Like-
fact that cereal is that expensive now is criminal.
My heart broke, man. Well, I legitimately was looking at boxes like $11.
Yeah.
For what?
Yeah.
Sugar and wheat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's processed. It's behind machinery.
How does it justify that price, though?
It doesn't.
There's machinery
Once
behind
upon a
it.
time, it was the other way around, which is weird. Then people are complaining eating healthy is really expensive. Now it's flipped, where processed food's like insane. Bags of potato chips are $7 to $10. and cereals at least $10 now for most reasonable sized family boxes. And I mean, like, fruit and shit is so cheap now. Like, it really is.
Do you reckon it's supply and demand, or do you reckon it's just, I mean, supply and demand because of like production, or supply and demand because of people's needs? Because when I lived in Noble for the good 7 to 8 years, man, I was cooking nearly every day or every 2 days. I never did Uber Eats. If I did a random pizza once every week or two, maybe, just on footy night or something. But I always felt like I was cooking. When I moved, my fridge downsized, and I started working from 4 days, I started working 7.
Yeah.
So now it's more of like, I haven't got fucking time to go do groceries, cook. I haven't got the fridge space anymore to put as many containers away. Which one do you reckon it is? People are generally working a lot more, man.
I think it's a lack of demand in a sense of that the processing industry that are like heavily processing foods.
Yeah.
I think they're seeing a decline in sales, not so much because of work and commitments.
Sorry, man.
No,
it's just hilarious.
It was a good crunch.
It was.
I think it's more because that now people are more health conscious. Because if you look at it, if you get, like, for me, who is actively still fat yet still health conscious for some reason, when I go to the supermarket, I always look for, like, is there any other new health conscious things that I can look for or look at? And there's usually new products every so often, more so than what there ever was in the past.
What do you mean when you say health conscious?
Like cleaner products that aren't using as much sugars, as much wheat, as much, fillers.
Name one that you would have substituted in the last 6 months or 12.
For what?
Anything that would have been a healthier
I haven't bought a processed food in a long time.
Are you kidding?
No, seriously.
What do you eat for breakfast?
I don't have breakfast. I eat once a day. I have dinner. I have a coffee. When an hour after I wake up, I usually have coffee, and then I drink apple cider vinegar water pretty much throughout the day. And then I just have dinner.
This does not compute.
I'll have dinner, and then within half an hour to an hour of dinner, I'll have, like, some fruit as dessert. That's it.
I did that growing up. Dessert in our house was typically fruit.
Yeah, same.
Or fennel. Remember fennel?
Oh, I'm not... Yeah, that scarred me, that one.
That's like coriander. It's like coriander's cousin.
It's like a mix of coriander and licorice.
Yeah, it's got like aniseed properties, 100%. But yeah, I remember when I was a kid, after dinner, we'd be sitting on the couch and like you're watching TV, right, as a family, and Mum would bring a plate and it would be sliced up oranges, sliced up apples.
Watermelon?
Yeah, when it was in season.
Yeah.
And like, or whatever was in season, like the tropical stone fruits.
Yeah. Apricots and nectarines.
Fennel was always there.
Yeah.
Because like, you slide, when you cut it, it's sort of like wedges, you know? I remember eating a lot of fennel as a kid.
It portions itself out.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Literally does.
I love it. Yeah.
People still do that?
Fennel? No way.
As a family, like, as in like, as a family
As a
dessert.
family, I don't know.
No,
it's hard to say. How would you know, like, the household of every person?
People that you know, what do they eat for dinner? And like dessert?
Shit.
I wouldn't have a clue.
All my friends...
A lot of them do eat crap. Yeah.
Yeah. Most of my friends eat shit.
Did you see, did I post that video, that South Park video, how Cartman was at school and they were all scared because they replaced the school lunch with, like, healthy alternatives?
No.
I posted it on the group, and he cracks and he has a heart attack, so they go to take him to hospital, and they're worried about getting him, they're basically giving him a heart attack because he got so angry because he couldn't have his sloppy joes. And so while he's gone, they make more alterations. But as he comes out of the hospital, he meets up with, like, the dude that's the conglomerate that's bringing all these healthy alternatives, and he takes him for a walk through the factory, and it's all processed foods anyway.
Yeah.
So he goes back to the school, and they're all worried he's going to crack it. Oh, mind you, he's walking around the school in his, like, the patient robe, so he sees butt crack the whole time.
Nice.
But he comes back and they're all expecting to crack, and he's like, oh, no, actually, if I had just known you were just trying to do this, I would have been all up for it because it's the exact same food. Yeah. It's all got salt. It's all preservatives.
Yeah.
It's all overly processed. I thought you were just trying to sell me stuff from a farmer's market instead. Like, you didn't like that.
Like actual Whole Foods.
Yeah.
Do you know, saying that, on the way here, I heard an ad for like the sausage roll mix and the party pie mix boxes and stuff like that in the freezers. So now they have the vegan variety, right? And there was an ad for it on the radio as I was driving
A
down
chill
here.
just went through the air.
And they literally
If you
say,
don't want the food, why are you trying to have it?
mimic it.
Yeah.
Right?
Why are
I
you trying
agree.
to have?
That-
You've got all of nature to choose from.
That was the point of the ad, was that it was like, a vegan alternative, meat-free, blah, blah. But in the ad, they're like, get your meaty vegan meat pie. Like, why
So
are you
they're
using
still-
so much
They're selling
meat?
the spin of meat
Meat, yeah.
on a meatless product.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the dumbest thing of, I can't stand it.
Another one I posted was, I think I'm pretty sure I posted it, was some Israeli group that are making 3D printed food, steaks and
Yeah, yeah,
roast.
yeah, yeah.
Did I post that one?
Yeah, they're one of the big
and it's
ones.
getting a big push in Europe, and like this massive 3D printer, and you can pick how much marbling you want and how much this and that. Like, what do you? If you want meat, eat meat. There's no, it's soybean and like
Sources on this planet are finite. Like, we're going to run out of all this shit eventually, yeah?
All right.
Seriously. We're already cooking the planet, and we're going to build processes to print 3D.
fake meat.
Oh,
Yeah.
fake
we're
meat.
long into that now.
Yeah.
We're
Shouldn't
long
we be
into
curing cancer?
You would think so.
Well,
Seeing as how fast they came out with a cure for COVID.
Cancer's a bit more complicated.
No, but like, I'm just saying, isn't there a better money?
Nah, it's just
Yeah,
Is that-
but the thing is, like, that takes a lot of time. Like, cure cancers, because there's so many and all that. That's a very long-term plan that no one wants to fund. No one's going to come out and give you money to do that, right? Or if they do, they're going to give you very little money for a very long time. But with this industry, it's currently in peak. Like, this is what people are currently talking about. This is the trend. So let's jump on it quickly. We get a 3D printer. That means less manpower, less funds, less costs, but we can maximize profits from it.
It's a joke.
I'm
Where's
just,
this in Israel?
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, some Israeli
Well,
fund.
It was!
Why would you want to cure cancer when you can make more money from just selling
Exactly.
the medication to treat it?
Sell the cure, not
Well,
the...
look, I
Sell, yeah.
Yeah.
call it conspiracy, but
I never said that. I just said money-wise, there's more money in just having a constant stream, no?
But they already do that with things like diabetes.
Yeah.
Diabetes has been proven that you can treat it. You can cure it. Just change your diet.
Yeah. I don't know if you could... Yeah.
For a vast majority of
Yeah.
cases, people have been curing their diabetes by just changing their diet.
Yeah, that's true.
And doctors won't tell you that. They'll just say, like, eat more of this, eat more of that, include some breads, include some more fruits. And it's like, well, if you just cut back on the sugars, and fruit is a healthy sugar, but ultimately if you cut back a little bit on that, cut back on the carbs, you'll actually stop taking medication.
I mean, there's like child... Is it prenatal diabetes? No. Childhood diabetes?
yeah, prenatal diabetes.
Prenatal
Yeah.
diabetes. So they're just born with it. And it's not like it's some fat little kid. He's just
No,
a
you could be
baby.
born-
and-
you could be born with diabetes.
yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So there's that. So you can't say like...
Yeah,
well,
it's-
I mean,
that
that's baked into you.
Hang on,
That's not that
it's not
kid's-
diabetes that developed through a shitty diet
Correct.
or whatever.
Correct.
It's
Yeah.
diabetes that you're just born with.
Yeah. So you can't say for that kid to change his diet. Let's just...
No,
you
that's
know,
a defect
like,
at birth.
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
You can't, yeah. But we're saying...
So, you know, like, remember Mark?
Yeah.
His kid was born with diabetes.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Although
that
that's
kid's
not a
stuck-
permanent form
and
of
he's-
diabetes.
You know, he played...
Prenatal diabetes isn't a permanent form of diabetes, I found
Okay,
out.
I do know that.
So, yeah, apparently it can pass.
Yeah, so you can't say to that kid, stop eating, change your diet, you know? Whereas...
It's also because the mother apparently has temporary diabetes during pregnancy. Yeah. It's an interesting one.
We're learning things.
I looked into it only because my friend had it.
Yeah, I was going to
So-
say, you have some really obscure facts
I
sometimes.
was pretty curious about it.
Okay, so hang on. Do you reckon... Okay. For years, they stopped advertising ciggies back in the 90s, right? Booze, they still advertise on TV.
They're considering adding the same packaging as they do with ciggies now.
The
You know-
booze?
Yeah. You know how they put...
Will
like,
that
the-
change your mind, Tim?
I'm looking at me like I'm sort of piss pot.
You were just drinking some Vietnamese under the table.
It wasn't hard, man. I had like 3 stubbies in 2 hours.
Sweet.
There are only 2.5 standard drinks each.
I literally had like 3 stubbies. They'd been gone from like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. They were fucked. They're on the like Martell, like the scotch, just like destroying it. I was just looking at them. They were like in like more boisterous and shit.
The waiter comes out, these are alcohol-free drinks.
Who wants to tell him?
Who's gonna tell him? What you mean? It's holding it like a glass. Yeah. Okay. So they're gonna add.
Well, they're considering it. It's currently being talked about.
considering.
Yeah.
What was the other thing that they just brought up the other day? They said they're considering moving it. Oh, it was a footy fixture. It makes no fucking sense. Yeah, they're stupid, man. With the popularity of like the resurgence of Victorian teams in 2023, a lot of Victorian teams that were nothing boosted back up.
Yeah.
Groundbreaking crowds every season. So what are they going to do? They're going to stretch the first round to be interstate.
Why?
To push into interstate into New South Wales.
So Sydney can get some more favouritism, yeah?
Yeah. It makes no sense. It's like we've done so well. Let's just destroy that.
What's your thought of a Tasmanian team?
Tasmanian team?
What's your thought on that?
I think there's room for it.
Yeah, same.
But do you think it's needed?
I don't think it's needed.
At this time?
There's a glut of teams right now.
I think so.
Yeah, I don't think it's needed.
But you got to feel bad for them. I mean, they're sitting down there.
There are a lot of
20 people sitting around a campfire, man.
Yeah, but I mean, like they're so
there are
alone
a lot
down
of
there.
Tasmanian players that have had to come into mainland like to make money. Like,
Yeah.
they're good players. A team should be there.
But what's the population of Tasmania?
A team in Tassie
though?
should have been there before a team in Gold Coast or a team in Western Sydney.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah? But we've had 2 expansion teams in like a decade now. So it's like, well, I think there's a glut.
What are the crowds like for those 2 teams? When it's not a... You know,
I think they bring crowds.
They get crowds now, but
It's not needed, but I think it's okay.
I don't know. Is any sport needed?
not necessarily. They're all just mimicking the original anyway.
What original? The original what? Gladiators.
Anyway,
It is!
So what were you going on
He's
about?
not a dictator or an autocrat.
Not a megalomaniac.
Anyway,
Put some helmets on
Caesar,
them. Choose your weapon.
Caesar,
A
Napoleon.
spork? Can I just reel something back in? I want to address something to him quickly. When we were talking about the computer. I know we've gone past it completely.
Wait, so computer, and then go back to your point about whatever the pharmaceutical thing was.
Okay.
Okay. With his computer, I could be. I might be wrong. I'm not too sure. The main parts, if
You're
he
wrong.
wanted to bring it, if he wanted to bring his computer into the modern day, short of basically
The modern day, like I've got an abacus with 2 mice that are running on a wheel. Yeah? It's an i7. It's not that bad, man.
You're the one that said it was 10 years old.
Yeah, but it's an i7. It's not that bad.
I never said it was bad. I'm just going off your
What about
input.
now, i9 or something?
Yes. Actually, i7 still, I think, exists.
course
in
it
like a
does.
new version.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did a
Oh,
next,
it's
a next
not
gen
that
version of it. Yeah.
bad.
I'm just
Running 48 gig of RAM now.
I'm piling on your own self-deprecation.
Oh, good.
Okay? Because he said it's a 10-year-old PC trying to get out of getting a new computer or a graphics card. If I'm not mistaken, the only parts he would have to update to bring it up to date would be the motherboard
And the CPU.
and the CPU.
Yes, but he wouldn't be able to use a new CPU in his current motherboard.
Yeah.
So he would replace the motherboard.
Yeah.
Then his RAM won't work, so now he has to buy a new RAM. Then his graphics card won't fit, so he's got to buy a new graphics card.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I get at. Like,
the whole thing.
sometimes you can just change one thing as long as it's in the same gen, yeah?
I can change a CPU to another i7
Of
would
that
fit-
generation.
That
Yeah,
would
yeah,
have like
yeah.
the same sprocket, same
Yeah.
all that sort of shit.
But
Yeah,
then
that's all.
all the components to it, all the pins, all
Yeah,
the,
it would all be
the
different,
shapes, they all change. And they change on purpose because obviously they can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise you just mix and match forever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's all. I
So
was just asking, like, yeah.
To bring him up to speed, he would need to burn his PC and buy a new one.
Or just get one for free.
Or, well, I mean, but mine's 10 years old too.
Oh.
It's just better than his.
Well, there you go. That can be your gaming PC.
Where am I going to put it?
Next to it. You just have a switch for the monitors. Click, click. Done.
Just have a whole server room built with PCs. And,
I already have a switch for monitors because I've got like my out into my laptop. So I've already got, and when I take this work one here, this for the studio, if I take it home, I've already got an NVR, not NVR. It's called what's the name of the switch where it switches between monitors setups?
yeah, switch.
Getting my luck out. Like there's an actual name for it.
Switches between monitor setups.
Yeah.
Yeah, like those old, like the switch.
They've got a specific name. Cave.
Flip switch.
No, I knew it because when I worked for that security mob years ago, I used to supply him, so I knew the name of him. Anyway, it's not important.
It's the process that's important. Not the
Essentially,
name.
what I'm getting at is how we're going to play this. What was it called? It Takes Two. Not Takes Two.
It Takes Two.
It Takes Two
No,
to get
no,
away.
no.
That's the one with the husband and the wife. The one with the 2 guys in the jail.
Yeah, Prison Break.
Prison Break. Takes Two. Takes Two to Prison Break.
Did you watch that video?
Which one?
on that game. I looked it up.
No. He sighs when I don't watch one video, but then I'm supposed to just
Yeah, but you
roll
don't
with
do
the fact.
anything else.
Wow.
Wow. I'm not the one that just rolls out of
Shots
bed and
fired.
sits, just
Shots fired.
goes to my office 5 meters away.
What did I say the other day in the group chat? And then I replied with shots fired.
That's 6 months worth of
That's
work.
what I mean. That's what I'm saying.
What did I say? I said something. I said something, and I said, and you both had your shocked and awed faces, and I said, shots fired.
Yeah, what was it? That was funny.
Oh, wait. Shots fired, shots fired. Fuck, we talk a lot of shit. I'm scrolling back to something about Starfield.
Everything always goes from 0 to 100 with you.
Me?
Yeah, I know. You take it out of. You just go too far.
I still love my the moisturizer joke.
Well, moisturizer joke.
It's time to you.
Do you put more moisturizer on your vagina?
I'm glad you find it
It
amusing.
was gold.
Shots-
And also the tabs joke. That was gold.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, Andy. I posted, this was yesterday. I posted a pickup of the 48 gig.
Yeah.
I said, happy now, you smarmy bastards.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, fancy pants, flaunting 48 gig around. Gone are the days of 32 and 64. Make way for Dim's game-breaking 48 giga chigga. And then I wrote, I need all the power I can get to edit your rubbish recordings. Well, I never. Shots fired.
That's fine.
Anyway, enough about
Did you end up?
criticizing my PC.
Well, okay.
What? Go, what? One last thing.
Did you
go.
end up installing Pizza Tycoon?
No. Why would I install Pizza Tycoon?
Because you can finally run it.
He's still waiting to play Prison Break.
I'm pretty sure I introduced you to Pizza Tycoon, you dickhead, back in
Yeah.
like the 90s.
I'm still playing it to this day.
Kidding. You're lying.
No, I'm serious. I got it installed on my PC. I probably played it about a month ago, but I play it a lot.
The original,
Yeah.
it'll run okay.
Yeah, it works fine.
What are you using to run it?
On my PC. Just
No,
on
but like an emulator or just Steam?
No, because
They re-released it as a...
yeah, you can buy all three of them. So the first one's Pizza Tycoon, and the second one's something else, and then they made a third one, and they changed the names to
Cannoli Tycoon, like totally different game.
no, because it's got a different name. Hold on, it's got a different name, and the third one's a bit more 3D, still top down and all that, but it's more rendered graphics instead of like 32-bit.
Is it good?
It's the exact same game.
Which one's is it
Still the
third one?
first one's still got that charm to it though.
Can you
It's
actually
charm.
get good at it though?
Yeah. You just basically earn all your money through the underworld.
Yeah, you
buy
buy
the
and sell
bombs,
the
go to
bombs.
countries, sell everything. And then you come back and you just open up a ridiculous, with all that money, a ridiculous restaurant.
I know, but to make the restaurant,
You got to follow the trends though. You really have to follow the trends.
as in what, like aesthetically?
Yeah, so you have to
like a
release pizzas that like are in
Trend.
in like yeah
In
in
vogue.
trend, in vogue. So there's certain certain ingredients that are always popular, so you got to always have them on there.
Like what?
Like
Like classic recipes?
yeah, because there's you get the book. I think you get the digital book and you can scroll through it. Because remember how there used to be questions about
Yeah,
how to
yeah,
log
yeah,
in
yeah.
and stuff. So you can still access that book through a digital purchase by buying the game, and it talks about certain things that are always in vogue. But a lot of what was it? I can't remember if it was. I think it was mozzarella. I think is always in like trending.
Do you know what I remember?
Because tomatoes aren't like for the sauce.
So how do you make tomato sauce?
So there's plain pizzas. People just want like a white pizza.
Okay. Is this generally they don't want sauce?
So in the trend, you got to follow the trends, and month by month or whatever it is, you follow it and you can see what dips up and down. So if there's a pizza that doesn't have tomatoes, well then you got to
So
make
how
a
do you
pizza.
know what the trends are?
because it says what ingredients are trending.
Oh, like literally a report that says.
Yeah.
I don't remember that in the game.
Yeah. As teenagers, you probably didn't pay attention to it properly.
Serious?
It's so much more in depth than what I remember it to be.
You know what I remember? This is what I didn't quite understand. I remember
Yeah.
making a pizza that was literally just like bananas.
Yeah.
Whole bananas.
Yeah.
It was like a layer of bananas and like an olive and some oregano or something. And that was like the best pizza I've ever made in my life.
Yeah.
Is that just because I follow the trend of?
You probably scored a trend that was in at that time when it came, like when you.
So
Well, this is for the competition that comes around every now and then. Yeah?
No. This was just an original recipe, and it just charted like off the
So
top.
it probably when you made it was a pizza that had you hit all the perfect ingredients that were like fantastic.
But even though it looked ridiculous, like
Yeah.
it was literally like a fully loaded like.
Yeah, because then I remember like you had to make it like aesthetically pleasing as well. Like you had to make it look nice and stuff like that. Like it had to be like circular, like the way that stuff would go on.
Symmetrical.
Yeah, symmetrical. Yeah.
Okay. So, what about aesthetically, like the actual shop itself?
Same thing, trend. Like trending, what type of furniture. You got to look at the area you're in. What type of furniture, the area. So if you're in a lower economic area, you're not going to put like high class marble tables and finishings and all that.
Okay, but then the only problem is that you're running a chain, yeah? You can't change the look of the restaurant in every shop. Can you? What is it? Nah, I'm good, man.
I think that's like us over
He's offered you some.
What juice is it? Yeah, okay.
What's berry, man? You just said,
Did you hear that? Did you hear the sigh?
That was an audible sigh. Okay, no. Do you know why? Because you just went on your like high horse of like, I want to know what I'm having and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
What are you having? Blue.
All right. Apple, strawberry, blueberry,
Apple's not a berry.
acerola.
Acerola, I still don't know what that is.
It has seeds, so technically it could be. And pomegranate juice.
Okay, wait a second. Hang on. So you're saying anything with seeds is a berry?
No, I'm saying anything with seeds is a fruit.
But this is berry.
Yeah, but I mean,
Well, no, I don't know.
it's got berries in it.
That's not the point.
It's the majority of it is made up of berries, so then technically you can label it berry. Blueberry, strawberry, acerola
Talk about
juice.
like honest truthful labeling laws. What do we call it? Berry.
Berries.
The genius in marketing just said it's berries.
Yeah,
That's it. That's all it is.
Wait, say it again. It was
Apple, strawberry, blueberry, acerola, which is a cherry, and pomegranate.
I'm not the biggest fan of pomegranate.
It's a very small amount of pomegranate.
Yeah, I'm a bit on the fence with pomegranate. I find it sometimes too like
It's
sickly
5%.
sweet.
You don't taste it, in you?
So why even have it?
I don't know. You know what? There's smarter people doing this stuff than us, all right? These people are way smarter than we are.
Well, they are. They're selling a product.
Would you like some?
Well, now I'm curious.
Oh, well, here we go.
I'm curious now just to see what this mystery berry juice is.
It's called Pizza Connection.
Ah, okay.
1, 2, and 3, and the third one is
Is it still Pizza Tycoon though?
it's the exact same. It is Pizza Tycoon, but it wasn't called Pizza Tycoon everywhere.
Ah, okay.
So like maybe the Australian release or the original release was Pizza Connection, and like when we got it was probably a version that was for a country that was called Pizza Tycoon.
Okay. I was just going to say, how would you... you're running a chain.
Yeah. So that's
I
probably
feel weird about having like different furnishings in every shop.
Well, you don't have to. You can do it however you want.
No,
but
no,
I think but I think that's us just overthinking the fact that it's like
Thanks,
it wouldn't look good.
Yeah.
But like at the end of the day, it's a game. Like you just follow. You can always
First assessment, the smell.
like guava.
It does. It smells
Guava.
exactly like guava. I was thinking like this just smells like junkie juice
And-
guava. Literally, man.
I can slightly smell the cloudy apple.
Oh, yeah. You get a little bit of apple in there.
All I can taste is apple.
No, there's a little bit of berry in there.
And cloudy. Exactly what you just said. You nailed it right on the head.
It is cloudy.
It smells like guava. It tastes like cloudy apple.
But it tastes nothing like a berry. It tastes like
I always picture berry being
I
deeper.
get a bit blueberry in there.
No. I can't taste any blueberry.
I think you need a little bit of a refined palate to actually.
Excuse me? Can you stop making that face as well? Like, you're going to cop a kick to the head. No, he's killing me. He's actually swirling it, and he's putting his head
I'm
back.
going to say 12% strawberry, 40% apple.
there's that aftertaste that tastes nothing like a fruit.
It's the aftertaste is blueberry.
Nah, impossible.
That's what I'm getting.
If you told me this was a penicillin mixture, I would say, yeah, okay, I get it.
It's because there's no added sugar.
It
Feels
tastes
heavy. Like, I'm holding the cup. It actually feels
Well, because
heavy.
it's fruit juice. I mean, it's
so somehow it's heavier because it's fruit
it's
juice.
not mixed with water and it's not mixed with sugar. It's just straight fruit.
100%
it tastes
fruit.
like
100% fruit.
It tastes like
That's why it's cloudy.
I think you nailed it. I'm serious. With guava and cloudy apple. And it's got this sickly aftertaste.
it tastes like one of those like random Starburst flavors that nobody ever wanted.
And now it tastes like cardboard. Dude, this is the most... You always bring in this random shit.
You know what it tastes like? Apple raspberry starburst.
I don't know what that tastes like.
Tastes like apple raspberry starburst.
Is that good?
No.
Sounds good.
Tastes exactly like that. Was it apple raspberry starburst? Pascal? The pastels? Pastels?
Pascal. Wasn't it?
Pascal's something. The natural fruit company. I think they got one that's like.
I'll be honest.
Pastel
I'm not
Pastels.
impressed with this juice.
Tastes like apple raspberry.
I like it.
I like
Just tastes like juice to me.
I thought you can't have sugar.
There's no sugar in it.
That's why it tastes like ass.
I said it's just fruit.
We've just smashed Lucumanes and coffee. Do you know what I mean?
At least it doesn't taste like burnt salami.
Oh yeah.
What tastes like burnt salami?
The Coke after having the AI Coke.
That was
the
terrible.
coffee
That was
after the
terrible.
AI Coke.
Is that still out? Or is it gone now?
I don't know.
You know Suntory makes booze?
Of course they do. They make.
I didn't know that.
They make most of their drinks.
I have no idea.
They make. Centauri makes the Asahi or whatever.
Oh, okay.
They're a producer of that.
I was buying
Get
some...
on the right page, man.
Yeah, no, I don't buy much alcohol. I don't drink much alcohol. I was buying some pina coladas the other
It
day.
interferes with his drug habit.
Dude, they're massive. They're a massive company.
And I was at the counter, I saw Suntory everywhere. I'm like, oh, there you go. I didn't know.
I don't know why I found that so funny.
My drug habit. All that Nurofen and ibuprofen and...
You don't drink that much alcohol because it interferes with your drug habit. Sorry.
Speaking of drug habit, what was your point on pharmaceuticals?
What do you mean?
What are you talking about?
You're talking to a guy that just took Mesindol fort to get here today.
How much cajoling did that take from you for your doctor to prescribe that to you?
You said I went to a doctor.
You ever been to Springvale Library?
What are you doing, man?
Cajoling.
Cajoling.
It actually doesn't take much, yeah? Like, I'm being realistic, like, serious here. When I had the pain for the, what was wrong with me? I was like a kidney infection or a stomach infection, some sort of infection. And I said to the doctor, I'm in legit pain. I go, I can't sleep. This is keeping me up. And I was like, try some of this. And he gave me like Panadine, I think. And I go, man, this is going to do nothing. I go, he's like, oh, so he gave me like a Mesindol, like double. No prodding, nothing. Maybe because I'm not a junkie. Like maybe because I don't have a history of abuse.
Can't prove that.
Yeah, well, he doesn't know me.
What he didn't know is as Dim was walking out, he was like...
He knows what I tell him, yeah?
Oh, you got some kind of like rash? No.
Tim, do you have a regular GP you go to? No.
I think his name's Trang or something.
Just no. I'm sorry.
People call him the Viper. I don't know.
the Viper.
Oh, God. I can't. Sorry, that was massive. The Viper. I was going to actually ask you this question. Have you ever had an evacuation at your building? Any of the buildings you've ever stayed in, like lived in?
Oh, so not work?
No. I even work.
I have at work. Oh, yeah, no, I have. I have both. Yeah, I have both.
Yeah, like a fire alarm's gone off and
Yeah.
you've had to evacuate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does typically everyone, like, leave the building?
No.
Okay. Have you ever had one at night?
In the evening, yes. Not at, like, sleep night.
Okay, so everyone was still more or less dressed in their day clothes.
Yeah.
Okay. What was your thought on it? Did you actually get up and move?
I did, yeah.
That's actually interesting. Would you get up and move if you heard the fire alarms?
I did, yeah, I did.
Would you?
If it was at home, yeah.
No. Let's just say you were working. Let's say you were you were living in an apartment building.
Yeah, if I was at home, yeah.
You would?
And I heard it, yeah, probably.
I feel like you'd be a lot more apathetic. For some reason, I feel like you'd be on the ball. You'd be responsive.
Oh, yeah, I was.
I feel like you would drag your
I
feet.
was the first person out.
No, I'd go, but...
Andy leaves everyone for dead. It's your full George Costanza.
So my missus was at work. The thing goes off. We have like periodic tests.
Everyone has tests, yeah.
So when I don't hear testing, like I know something's going down. So for me, like this happened quite a few months ago, but I just grabbed the dog, grabbed my phone,
Boop,
wallet,
boop.
yeah. And
Emergency.
straight outside.
Evacuate now.
Oh, jeez. You got it like, down to a T.
Boop.
Yeah, I grabbed the dog, grabbed my wallet, grabbed my phone, and then just run straight outside, bang on all the walls as I go out. and yeah.
John McClane.
Yeah, no, I'm not fucking around there. I was the first person out.
My Noble Park jaded my outlook on all that, yeah? The first week when I moved in, it was like 5 in the morning or something. Just boop, boop. Emergency. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, let me suss this out. So I've gone outside, looked in the hallway. That looks all right. And then just kept going. Yeah, I'm like, fuck it. I see everyone panicking. So I'm like, all right, I'll get outside. 2 days later, same thing. And the fire department in Noble was just down the road. It wasn't far. Every time a fire department gets called out to your building, it's like a $3,500 fee. Yeah, which the OC has to pay for. The body corporate has to pay for it. So you keep going off. For the
Someone's meth lab, yeah?
Well, the first month, like, you kept going off, no one knowing you why. We looked into it. The sensors in the top of the building were really cheap, so even rain would set them off. High wind and rain.
Nice.
Then they were also in the corridors, and people were smoking in, like, the stairs.
Nice.
Exactly. So we started enacting things like, if you're found to have set this shit off because you're smoking in a corridor, you're paying for it. Yeah, 100%. I'm not paying anything. It's like, dude, there are signs everywhere that say, do not smoke. Don't smoke. Then there was like, over the 8 years or 9 years, however many years I was there, this was a regular thing. It died off in the end, like in the last couple of years, because they got under control. Dickhead tenants left, whatever. There was people that would always cook.
Tim's not there anymore.
Building's burnt down.
I don't know if it's there. I haven't gone back. There was a guy that always used to cook with his front door open because he'd fill his apartment with smoke. And then instead of opening the balcony door and letting the smoke out, they'd open the front door right into the building.
What's wrong with people, man?
Boop, boop. And so when I moved, like where I am now, I've had one evacuation, and it happened about a week or two ago. And it was, like 1 a.m., 2
That's a
a.m.
big building, too.
Oh, it's huge, man. It's like 23 floors, 24 floors. So I'm lying there, and I could hear other floors going off, and eventually it got to me. And it was like, I'm not getting up. So I rolled over. Look how I'm moving.
It's either let the flames take me and give me the sweet release, or it's nothing.
And I'm just lying there, and then I hear the fire department actually get to the room. I'm like, I wonder what it is. So I get
Jeeves,
dude, slowly, like, dude, relaxed, getting dressed, looking for my keys. I'm like, what should I take out there? Should I take my iPod? Maybe that's like overkill. And then I was walking towards my pantry because in Noble, I used to make a sandwich and then walk outside because I was so used to the false alarms. One time the fire department came and we actually had a fire. Someone had something going off in the kitchen. I got in the hall. I got in the elevator. And as we're going down, like because everyone's like trying to get on, as I'm going down.
You're supposed to go down the stairs?
No, you can.
You're supposed to.
You're supposed to. I'm on the 14th floor. I'm going to take steps.
You'd just be on Jeeves's shoulders, wouldn't you?
Just carrying.
Because, you know why, though, right? There's like two main reasons. One, the power most likely will go out, but the fire funnels through.
Exactly, yeah. Oh, I know.
Marshmallows tonight.
Tim's holding an unlit cigarette. Come on, baby.
Come on.
Menthol. That double blast. And as it's going down floor to floor, I see people I've never seen before.
Yeah.
So my building's big. It's a rotating roster of people. So there's like Airbnbers, uni students, like night workers, professionals. And it's just, I'm seeing all these people like, who are you people, man? I've never seen anyone. And then this one girl got on and she had a backpack. It was like oversized. So she's facing me. I'm like, how she got on? Like she was small, short girl. She had this massive backpack. And then she turns around and there's a cat staring right at me. Have you ever seen those backpacks?
Yeah.
Like they look like a spaceship sort of thing. Yeah.
This cat looked terrified.
The cat wanted to stay in the phone.
Yeah, dude. Like, I don't know if I could travel with a bag and a cat, like, floating around in my back. I'm thinking you would have just grabbed it and held it. I don't know. If you have to evacuate with a pet.
Cats aren't like dogs. You can. Cats aren't like that.
You reckon? You couldn't even hold it? Even if it was scared, wouldn't it feel more...
No, it'd be worse if it's scared. They panic, they scratch. Dude, cats, they don't sit still very well in arms. No. Dogs, great. I can't do it with cats. Like, even cats that I've trained, like the cat I lived with for so long that I trained to, like, just sit on its back in my arms, like a baby. If any loud noise happened or it panics or anything, I'm bleeding.
Bleeding?
Yeah.
Still like a Garfield comic, man.
Dude, they're brutal.
Cats are cunts. Like, they've always been
They
cunts.
are. They're assholes.
Anyway, and I just remember standing outside, just like in my hoodie, just jaded, like hands in the pockets, thinking, I wish I had a smoke, just like looking around. Again, I've never seen all these people, man. I was just curious. I've never thought you'd be the type to run. I always thought you'd be the type to stay.
Oh, hell no.
You especially.
We had the park across from ours. that got lit on fire, and there was like tons of trucks, tons of cops. Because obviously someone set it on fire, and the whole park went up, and they went around door to door. All the cops were coming around door to door saying, "Get ready to evacuate because if the fire spreads over the road, then it's going to start lighting up all the houses." As soon as I heard that, like we were like 3 streets away. As soon as I heard that, grab the dog, grab the missus, get in the car, we're leaving. Like, I'm not waiting.
Leaving for where?
I just go for a drive for a few hours. Let him sort it out. Leave the area.
Did you see the smoke of the temple that went up in Springy? You guys?
Yes.
You guys are both southeast.
Yes.
Could you see it from your joint?
I think so,
There's a Chinese Buddhist temple on River Road.
Yeah,
that was bad. Have you driven past there?
I was driving past it as it was happening. Like, I was driving towards it as it was happening, and I was like, what the hell's going on? I didn't know at the time, but...
I drove around it. I only realised when I pulled over.
Yeah.
Everyone was like,
it was
freaking
a lot.
out.
It was big.
I drove past it maybe a week or two ago. It's pretty bad. Did you see it?
I haven't seen it post.
It's a tinderbox. It's amazing that... I can't imagine what kind of standards it got built with, but all the lacquer and like carpet and all that sort of shit. Wouldn't it be a hazard anyway?
Oh, hell yeah. But it's a religious thing, so you can't do anything about it.
Did they find out if it was lit on purpose?
I don't remember.
I don't know.
It was just like
I think it sort of went away. Would there be an inquest? Wouldn't there
It just disappeared, yeah.
No, seriously. Wouldn't there be an inquest?
You would think so.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's a Buddhist temple. You don't think they just light on fire?
Hang on a second. What was I looking for? Springvale Temple. Sorry.
They have the at work. They have the tests like every month. Fire alarms.
Oh yeah.
So they make all the customers evacuate in the centre.
Mm-hmm.
So when that happens, we know, we get told in advance. So it's like, because it's a medical clinic, we don't have to evacuate.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm going down to the coffee shop while people are standing at the entry like, can we come back in? What's going on? All worried. I'm just walking past them, and I'm in perfect eye view of all these customers waiting to come back. Going up to the coffee shop, I'm like, 5 lattes, 2 cappuccinos, 1 decaf. It's like, I'm not supposed to serve you while the thing is going on, because there's the information desk right next to the shop. Like, look, I'm not coming back. Like, now or nothing today. Oh, and so then they ended up putting it through. So,
what are you going to do in case of an emergency? Because you're a medical thing.
No, because we're medical. You know how many people we've found that are having strokes and stuff like that as we're examining the eyes? Not me, but the optometrist.
Strokes? What do you mean?
When you go in to do your eye test, they take photos of your eyes.
Uh-huh.
And they look at the health of the eye and all that.
Sometimes it looks healthy. It's good.
Yeah.
It's the right colour.
I can't see.
Well, that happens. They go in, the optometrist looks at it. I can't see.
Which one's better, 1 or 2? When are you going to show me something?
I'm still waiting. So people come in.
They're blue?
So people come in and like, I got like this massive black thing in my eye, but there's nothing there. So they take the photos. Optometrist looks at it like, I recommend you go to the hospital right now. You're having a stroke.
Are you serious?
It happens all the time.
You're having a stroke?
Yeah.
When you say all the time, what do you mean?
You should go get in your car right now, drive all the way to the hospital.
Sometimes they're like, you can't drive. You have to call the ambulance for you. Probably it happens at least minimum once a month.
Once a month? Someone is actively having a stroke.
Yeah.
And you have to send them to the hospital.
Yeah.
Wait, is it the precursor
Wait a
to having
second.
a stroke? The signs of them about
What
to
kind
have
of
one?
symptoms would you have if you were about to have a stroke and you went to the optometrist that you can't see?
Yeah. Something happens to the eye.
I was going to say there'd probably be something in the eye that
Would you
gets
think to go to an
diluted or-
optometrist?
No, but they're getting their eyes checked in general, and it just so happens that the person...
Sometimes the way the stroke manifests might necessarily be like half the body not
So the
having feeling.
doctor assessing the eyes during the test might see that precursor and be like, oh, it's about to happen. You need medical treatment, whatever, medical emergency.
I think one was an aneurysm as well. That one doesn't come as often through.
And just to be clear, this isn't a cause of the eye test. Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
They just take photos of the health of the eye. That's it. Everybody does that when you go. Well, look, I can't say that because not every optical company takes photos of your eyes before you go and see the optometrist.
But yours does?
Of course. Covered by Medicare too.
Sponsored by.
Good old John's government.
Where everybody's entitled to free healthcare as long as they're not a bludger.
You know where I went a couple of weeks ago? I went to the Greek Consulate.
Oh,
Can I tell you what happened there?
No.
You ever been?
No.
All right, I had to go get some documents certified, right, with like an apostille stamp. The funny thing is, if you get on Google and read the reviews for the Greek, but like an in-house joke. Every Greek knows the consulate's garbage.
Oh, yeah.
It's the worst place. Like they're Greeks from Greece, 1987. Like it's terrible.
I have Greeks complaining to me about the Greek consulate.
Yeah, it's so
As well.
bad. Yeah. I've turned up. I've called, right? And everyone says to me, it's impossible to get into. I got a friend who's like actively trying to get their passport or citizenship or something. She's like, dude, it's been like 7 years. Like they're still like they're just handballing me around, right? I'm like, 7 years. I'm like, so I've just called up. Hello? And like, you get this guy like on the other end in Greek. He's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure he started in Greek. So he answered the phone in Greek.
Yeah.
We're in Melbourne.
Yeah.
Answered the phone in Greek. So in Greek, I'm like, hey mate, I want to get, I need to get some papers verified. I just need the stamp. Can I make an appointment to come in? He's like, in Greek, he's like, okay, cool. What do you need done? I go, I've just got a stat deck basically for someone in Greece. This is that, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. When can you come in? Or when can I come in? Are you close? I go, yeah, I'm actually close. I'm very close. Okay. How's Thursday, 9:30? Yeah, done. And that was it. Got my name down. And I'm like, what the fuck?
When you got there, it was a different story, though, yeah?
No. It was fine. And I'm like,
But
dude, it was like Tuesday or something when I called. Got an appointment for 2 days later. Message my mate. Okay, hey, I just got an appointment to go see him at 9:30. Son of a bitch. I go, did you talk to him in Greek? I don't talk to him in Greek. Well, that's your first mistake.
They don't want to deal with
Yeah. Talk to him in Greek. No, maybe I'll do it next time. Like, all right, whatever. I go in. Dude, the place is a brothel, yeah? Like, it's just, they've got the same. It's
They got a sign, a neon sign, now open.
Dude, I go up the front, and there's two guys up the front having a dart. I'm like, well, of course we're here. This is it. I walk in, I go in, and all the furniture looks like it's from like a showroom from like Spotlight, like 1991. Like they all bought the same dark maroon purple couches, and you sit on it, and there's no sponge. It's like, like the fuck, like trying to climb out of the couch. I go up to, and someone points, the office is there. I'm like, So I go up to the office, and there's a girl behind the counter. Start speaking to me in Greek. I'm like, I just need the stamp, this and that. Do you have an appointment? I'm like, yeah. I give her my name. And she's like, I'm not seeing it here. I go, it was 9:30, man. I go, Dimitri, no, I don't see it here. I go, okay. Who'd you speak to? I don't know. I go, some man, like 2 days ago. They just said, come in at 9:30. If all you're doing is stamping something, no problem. She jumps on, she turns around to a computer. Like, you think my computer's old, right? They got Windows XP.
It's running CRT monitor.
Yeah.
DOS is on it.
Starts like typing. She's looking at shit. Nah, I'm not seeing it here. I'm like, what do you mean, man? Like, so she opens up another booklet, like hard copy. Starts looking through that. She's, how do you spell your name? I'm like, well, Dimitri's pretty easy. How do you spell your surname? So I spell it out for her. She goes, someone spelt it wrong. I'm like, hang on, man. Like, I'm just already like scratching my head. I'm like, wait a second. How many other Dimitris at 9:30 have come in where one letter is off in the spelling of the name? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's Smith or Smythe. You know what I mean? Like, really? Like we had to do this whole dance for like half an hour for you to say, oh, you know what I mean? It's Robert, not Roberto. Like, like, all right, man. I'm sitting down, breathing. While I'm sitting there, I'm like, you know what? I need a photocopy of my passport because I said I need a photocopy of my passport because I can get them to certify that as well. So I go back in and I go, excuse me, I go, can I get something photocopied? She goes, yeah, of course. Whole time I'm speaking Greek, right? So I'm handed the photocopy, handed the passport. She looks at it, scan things. It's an Aussie passport. And it says, you know, born in Carlton inside it. So she hands it back. And then I can't remember what was said, but she answered in like flawless English with like an Aussie accent. So the whole time she thought I was a Greek from Greece, and she had this like charade going. And as soon as she saw Aussie passport, born in Australia, she's like, "Oh yeah, you know, it'd be like fucking." I said something. Do I anything? She said, "No, it'll be fine. Don't worry about it." I'm like, what do you mean, man? Sat down, dude. While I'm sitting there, I swear to God, it was like a who's who of random heads you've never seen before in your life. You never thought even lived in Melbourne, like random extras from like a bad sitcom in 1993. No one that you recognise, no one you even thought would live in Melbourne, but they were turning up to do random shit. Eventually, I go inside, I sit down at the desk, this sick cunt comes out. He's got like a jacket with like leather patches on the elbows.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It's like,
The professor's jacket.
yeah. Like, I'm like, hey. He's like, can I help you? And I'm like, all in Greek. I didn't say a word of English in that joint. Like, yeah, I'm here to stamp it. I go and sit down in his office. His whole office was furnished in the 80s, 90s, right? Heavy folders, like hard copies of folders. I'm like, shouldn't all this be on data by now? Like, what digital world are we living in when you've got full folders, like just aligned? Okay, think of the real estate you could save. You could fit like 4 offices in here if you just took all these shit off the walls that you've got. This champion starts signing, like he's looking at shit. Got a passport. I'm like, you're not a cop, man. I just need a signature. What's this for? Okay, so I just need a signature on this stat deck. Okay, it's nothing. So he's looking at it. He's asking a few questions, signing away. Okay, can you approve? Can you stamp my passport one as well? Because he had the stat deck. Can you? So he's like, it'd be another $51. I'm like, for another piece of paper, really? Like, yeah. I'm like, just do the one, man. Literally. I'm like, I'm paying you $100 to just stamp 2 pieces of paper.
Can you? This is like a George Costanza moment with the stamp right there. He's like, but the stamp's right there.
It was right there. He was signing the first one. I said, "Oh, by the way, can you stat deck this? It'll be another $51." Like, no. I literally said, for nothing.
You should have said, "Give me the stamp. I'll do it. I'll do it."
I'm like, really? I'm like, forget it. I go, don't worry about it. And he's like, "Oh, just wait here." He fucks off. For like 10 minutes. Leaves me in his office.
It's got that his sandwich.
Yeah, he just disappeared. And then he comes back after 10 minutes and just sits down. It's not like he had to hand me anything extra. Not like he brought in anything with him. Literally just disappeared for 10 minutes and came back. Look, what the fuck is this guy doing? Anyway, I've gone back out. And while I'm waiting just to finish up some shit, the best thing ever, because I remember messaging my mum. I'm like, "Ma, have you come to the consulate lately?" She goes, "I haven't been there for 20 years. I guarantee it's exactly the same. It's worse than Greece." While I'm sitting there on the phone's ringing and the girl's like answering it, just directing people. And I've just heard her yelling. Like, I've got headphones in listening to music or podcast or something. And I could hear her in the background. So I've turned it off because I could just hear it behind a glass. And so it's like, in Greek, it was like, Greek Consulate, Melbourne, you know, blah, blah, blah. What? No. Oh, I was like, yes, he is. No. You can't speak to the consulate. No. No, you can't. That's it. Because that was it. That was the whole conversation. Look what professionals are you people, man. By chance, someone else I knew was going in the same day, so they've turned tough. And it was like I got beat with a bag of oranges, man. It was like ridiculous. Absolute, like, I don't know. These people, and I was looking at them, I go, man, I should get a job in here, seriously.
Yeah.
I live local, I speak the language.
Yeah, you could actually. Bring some fresh blood.
Dude, this is a government, like, office in a government, like, do you know what I mean? I don't know. Have you ever been to the Italian consulate?
No, I've never had to go.
Where is it?
It's,
You know the Greek and Turkish consulates are right. The embassies are right opposite each other.
Where's the Greek one? What street?
York, Albert Street or York Street. Somewhere in South Bank.
It's in York Street?
York or Albert, like one of those.
I don't know where it is.
I keep forgetting which one it is.
I used to drive to York every week.
I don't know the suburb it's in. I've never had to go.
Is it in the city?
Yeah. It's all I know is one of the chefs that was on MasterChef. It's like 4 shops down from his restaurant, but I can't remember.
MasterChef.
So it used to be on the other.
I don't know. The floor was dirty. Everything about it just.
Yeah, I mean it's yeah.
You laugh. I'm serious. It was like, yeah. I don't foresee ever going back in there again. I really don't want to.